This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
In this episode, A Study in Pink, police officers are investigating murder cases of several persons who all seem to have killed themselves by taking a hazardous pill. However, things get messy, and they turn to their unofficial consultant, Sherlock Holmes, who gives out numerous evidence pointing to a particular serial murderer. In this episode, the director used the craft of art direction to enhance and support the plot, the characters, and the themes of the series. The glamour of a movie is completely dependent on the work of the art department. According to film Trix, art direction is responsible for the designing of the set and the colors of each set location, among other parameters that the director of the film has to consider in movie production. The episode embraces the theme of crime solving, and the director of the film has used a number of creative techniques to expose this theme. These themes include the random input creative, metaphorical thinking, and mind mapping techniques. Random input creative technique is used to motivate one's imagination to see a situation from different perspectives and new angles. Metaphorical thinking creative technique, on the other hand, is a thinking technique that links two universes of ideas and is mostly founded on similarities, while the mind mapping creative technique is an effective way of structuring information and note-making that is beneficial during brainstorming sessions. The craft of art direction has enabled the audience of Sherlock to clearly locate the venues of every scene. Through the art direction, we can learn that the deaths of MP Beth Davenport, Sir Geoffrey Patterson, and James Phillimore all happened at different locations where the victims of the murder cases had no reason for them to be at these locations, but the causes of the death are similar. On October 12, Sir Geoffrey Patterson is seen on the floor of an office building nervously taking a capsule from a small glass jar and eating it, after which he gets seizures and dies. On November 26, James Phillimore is spotted crying in an empty gym while having a capsule from a jar, after which we see the newspaper headline hit the first page announcing his death. On January 27, MP Beth Davenport attended her wild party to celebrate her nomination as an MP, which was taking place in a bar. Before the party ends, she is seen in a fenced yard full of rental containers, screaming with a jar and capsules in her hand. Later, the Metropolitan Police Service called for a press meeting to announce her death. This art direction has helped us to understand the plot point of the episode by giving us the location of every murder case. It also reveals the events that happened before the occurrence of the death of the victims. All of these victims died using a similar drug capsule whose source was being investigated. From a number of scenes in the film, the production of the film is questionable, as a number of errors are evident from the film. For example, when Sherlock and John enter the taxi at the Street of Baker leaving for the scene of the first murder case, a filming crane is reflected behind the taxi. When the cabbie flags open the bottle, he puts the capsule pills in his left hand, but the pill is spotted in his right hand before he is shot. When James Phillimore was at the gym, the number of pills in his hand was 3, but later, Sherlock and Jeff discovered only 2 pills. Once Holmes and Watson walk out of the house to see it for the first time, a police van is located over Sherlock's right shoulder, but once Watson moves past, the police vehicle vanishes. Also, as the shot shifts, Jane's cane and his sweater change positions in the hotel scene. Therefore, the art direction of the film, filming, and editing had some issues that lowered the authenticity of the Sherlock film. Digital theater sound is a group of digital audio encoding technologies that are used in film theaters, home theaters, and video games. In the Sherlock film, Sherlock gets into the cab, but John, still looking through the window, calls the victim's cell phone. The cell phone rings, but it remains unanswered in the cab. Cabby accepts Sherlock that he knew him when he chased his tax. The tax drives to an empty institution and shortly warns Sherlock with a firearm, but it is of no importance as they both know that Sherlock will see it to the end. John, still standing adjacent to the laptop, signs into the victim's account, gets a beep sound from the laptop as it updates the GPS location of the victim's cell phone, and he quickly fastens it off in pursuit. These instances used the DTS to depict the use of electronic devices in the film. If you want to find more works like this research paper on analysis of A Study of Pink in Sherlock series directed by Hayao Miyazaki, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.